Here's one thing that I've been thinking about a lot that I want to talk about a little bit, which is simply the fact that, again, the Palestinian people living in Gaza are being collectively blamed for the actions of Hamas. And that's wrong. The Palestinian people should not be collectively blamed for the actions of Hamas. The Jewish people in Israel and Jewish people worldwide are being blamed, collectively blamed, for the actions of Israel. And that's wrong. Jewish people should not be collectively blamed for the actions of Israel that are wrong. Now, we can have an argument as to what is proportionate, what is disproportionate, what should be allowed and what should not be allowed as to when Israel goes after Hamas and what is good and what is not. I've stated that I disagree with several of the steps that Israel has taken. I believe that some of their bombing has been indiscriminate and has harmed too many Palestinians who are innocent people who have nothing to do with this conflict. I disagree with the shutting off of water, shutting off of food, shutting off electricity, of fuel, etc. So I believe all that falls under collective punishment and should be considered wrong. But here's the deal. Here's the kind of new thing that I've kind of considered over the weekend, and it's this. Again, Jewish people are marginalized. Even Ashkenazi Jews like myself. We get the benefit of white privilege, and until the point where our Jewishness becomes relevant, and then that goes out the window. And the Palestinian people are marginalized people. The history of this planet it's a history of people in power pitting two groups of marginalized people against each other and causing them to fight and having them fight with each other to hide, obfuscate, whatever wrongdoings that they're doing. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. So Hamas, for all the wrongs that they did, are tools of the bigger picture of, the bad entities, be they their Iranian funders or what have you. Netanyahu and Likud, the people that are currently running Israel, they do their bad actions as well, and Netanyahu and Likud and Hamas have the toxic, parasitic relationship that relies on each other. But again, they are tools of the larger power that benefits when two groups of historically marginalized and oppressed people are pitted against each other to fight against each other. Because as Jews and Palestinians are busy fighting each other, we're too busy fighting each other to look up and see who's pulling the strings. And maybe that sounds a little bit conspiratorial. Maybe that sounds a little bit, tinfoily or whatever. But you know what? I don't care. Because to me, that's the history of this world, is people in power pitting marginalized people against each other, because that's the way that they get away with all their crap. Smoke and mirrors, cause pain to one group of people and then blame it on the other people. Make scapegoats out of one group of marginalized people, so again, you don't have to look at what the horrible things that they're doing. Or maybe make scapegoats out of both groups, so that this group of people is blaming this group and this group of people is blaming this group. Meanwhile, it's people higher up who are the real ones that are the problems. So at the end of the day, maybe it's the Jews and the Palestinians who need to be working together against those people. We need to take a step back and realize what the hell's going on and fight against the people in power who are causing the deaths amongst the Palestinian people, who are causing the deaths amongst the Israeli Jews, who are causing the threats now amongst all these people on campuses, the threats against people who practice Islam, threats against people who identify as Jews, be they secular or religious. We need to stand together against the more powerful folks, because this is, again, how they get away with all of their crap.